Hi, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, Abhishek.
Good morning. So we will start sharp at 11. 2-3 minutes more we have.
Let's give 2-3 minutes extra. I think a lot of people will be joining. I'm sending a reminder also.
Okay, sure. No
Let's,
worries.
yeah.
You can let me know, Nadeem, when you want me to start. I have set up everything from my end, and I'm just sharing my screen so that everybody know that this session is about AZ 900.
Yes. That will help.
Yeah.
Abhi, I think we can start.
Okay, let's start
I,
then.
I'll just give an outset and
Mhm.
okay. Uh, yes. Just give me 1 minute. I'll just Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining TechNexus Skill Up India. So I am Vinod. I'm joining from Nadim's email ID. So I'm not Nadim, I'm Vinod here. So we have this session every week. Hope you had attended the last session also. For this week, we are presenting AI 900 and AZ 900 with Bhargavi for AI 900 in simultaneous session and Abhilasha for AZ 900. So she is a MCT and a professional trainer. She has all the kind of training she had taken before, and she has a good experience in training people in this domain. And I would, without much ado, I would like to hand it over to her so she can start the session. And if you guys have any doubt in between, just please raise your hands. And for everyone's sake, please mute your microphones and disable your videos so you don't have any bandwidth issues also. If you have any issues, you can raise your hand. Our volunteers will be standby. They can help you, or if you have any technical questions with regards to the session, Abhilasha can help you at the end. Thank you. Over to you, Abhilasha.
Thank you. Thank you, Vinod. Thank you for setting up the context. Okay, just give me a minute. I've not added the introduction slide, so you have introduced me, but let me just. I think LinkedIn will tell everything. Yeah. Okay, so hi everyone. A very good morning to all of you. And I really appreciate that you are taking out your time for learning AZ 900 on Sunday. And that's also very important to note for everyone that when you are spending your weekend for such thing, this is really going to helpful for you, not maybe today directly, but yes, in your journey going forward. Definitely, for sure, because I have seen the transition and the journey when I've started learning a couple of things with the help of community. So that's important. Thank you, Vinod and team, for setting up this initiative where we all can learn together, TechNexus, and hoping to deliver more such kind of sessions in the future as well. So the format for today is we have 1 hour to have a discussion on a couple of topics from AZ 900. So this is the first session. So I will take you through the journey, the topics which we will be covering. Before that, I'll just give you an introduction about myself. So I'm very active in community, having more than 2 decades of experience in security domain, and currently working with Pure ID as a director learning and innovation. I'm MCT since 2021 and delivered many corporate batches and many sessions like this in the communities, in person, virtual. So wherever I get a chance, I share my knowledge. And not only with Microsoft, even though I love Microsoft a lot, but I have loved to other cloud services also, because security, you can't only focus on one particular aspect. So I am a active contributor in the AWS community also, where I talk about security services which AWS is giving. So I'm a AWS community builder in security category, and and part of other women technical communities also. So if you want to connect with me, if you want to have a discussion more on SC series certification, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn, and wherever possible, and any way if I can help you in your growth and learning journey, I will be happy to contribute in that. So I'm not keeping my video on just to be comfortable for this session, and at the last, maybe we can have a video on and we can see each other, so that if any community event we are meeting, at least we can know each other, right? Okay. So with that note, let's formally start the discussion on the topic we have. And the topic is Microsoft Certified Azure Fundamental. This is AZ 900 course, which is going to talk about the fundamental aspects of cloud concepts, Azure services. So we have couple of services in Azure. So I will show you that portal also. how many services we have in Azure, how we can work, and what all things we can manage with the Azure. So as the focus of this initiative is to give you a knowledge, plus also get you a chance to certified also on couple of certifications to start with fundamental. And I think this is your starting journey with Microsoft, if I'm not wrong. If you can just confirm that this is the first time you are going to introduce with the Microsoft services. How many of you are first time going to introduce or start with the cloud journey? And okay, you are raising your hands. Okay, that will also work. Okay, perfect, perfect. So many hands I can see. Okay, perfect. Yeah, first time. Yeah. So that's a very good start, AZ900, because this talks about the cloud computing, what cloud computing is all about, what all services we can need, how Azure services support from simple to complex technologies, and how we can host our applications, how we can manage our data, what all things we have in the cloud. All these things will be covered in this particular certification. But when we do any certification, the beauty of the certification or preparing for the certification is the learning path which we are going to follow. So in this slide, if you see this certification AZ900, if you are targeting, there are three modules, main modules. The first is describe cloud concept. Then we have described Azure architecture and services. And then we have described Azure management and governance. So for all these three modules, there are 3 sessions planned under this initiative. Today, I am taking the first module, that is describe cloud concept. And you can see the weightage also, which is given over here. I think pen is not there. Okay. So first topic, which is describe cloud concept, 25 to 30% is the weightage given. Means if we have 100 question, 25 to 30% question will be from the module 1, which we are discussing today. And the 70% marks is the passing criteria. And then the second module is having this weightage, and the third is having this weightage. That's how the entire thing and entire learning is scheduled. Okay. So let's start with the topic now. Okay, I'm using Microsoft Slides only because I'm a Microsoft certified trainer. So for the community purpose, I can use these slides which are available. But you can also learn parallelly with the AZ900 module MS Learn page as well. And I suggest you to create your profile also, so that the badges and the certifications you can get, which you can use on social media also if you're looking for a job change or something like that. So let me show you that as well. All the certifications which you will be clearing, that will be added and that will be attached with your profile in the MS Learn. And you can see all those transcript, like whatever certifications you have cleared, that you can see. Plus, you can also see your achievement. So whatever module you will cover, let's say today when we will finish the first module, after that you can go on MS Learn page and complete those modules by completing the knowledge check and the summary part. And then you will be getting such kind of badges and certificates, which will help you in making public know, or the recruiters know, or your company's professional know that you have started your journey and you are completing module one by one. So that's the one point which I wanted to explain. But MS Learn is a place where you can get all kind of learning if you are targeting the certifications. Along with these sessions, I suggest you to go through these topics also parallelly. And they have beautifully designed. They have given the duration also, that how much duration you need to complete this particular module. You can take the practice exam and all those things. I think Tech Nexus is going to take care as well. Okay, so as I told you that I will be taking the first module, that is talking about the cloud concepts. So before that, cloud concept, in this particular AZ900, we will be talking about Azure fundamentals specifically, which needs everything to start your journey with Microsoft. So in the cloud computing, I hope that everyone is aware about the concept of cloud computing. Okay. So in cloud computing, we will understand that what cloud computing is all about. We will also understand the shared responsibility model. We will also understand the cloud models like public, private, hybrid, community. And we will also try to understand the use cases for each module. And then also we will understand about the CapEx and APEX. And also we will compare the pricing models also. So that's what we are going to cover specifically in the first part of this module. So this is what I've discussed with you, benefits of the cloud. And this one, the first, then the second is cloud benefits. And the third one is services. So I hope that you have heard about infrastructure, platform as a service, software as a service. And to add it as a funny note, now we have anything as a service. So we have XaaS. You can offer any kind of technology as a service, be it a blockchain as a service, hacking as a service, phishing as a service, security as a service. So that's the beauty of this cloud infrastructure. Okay, let's do the deep dive into the cloud computing, and let us see that what all things we have over here. So in the cloud computing concept, cloud computing, I hope that you all have heard about this, but what actually this is, let me see. This we have already discussed. So cloud computing, if we are going to understand, is this particular technology is helping us in accessing the application, accessing the resources anywhere and from any device. So we can say as a definition, if you want to see, it's coming on the slide, that it's a delivery of computing services where you need internet. And these community computing services include the IT infrastructure, where you talk about the virtual machines, which comes under the compute. Then you have networks, then you have storage, you have databases, all those things will come. And this cloud services, which we are seeing, is basically expanding the traditional IT offerings, where we have current technologies or the next gen technologies, which we talk about, like AI, security, Gen AI, machine learning, all those things are also now cloud is capable of doing. So here we do not need any physical infrastructure. That is very important to know. And if you are starting something and if you are looking for resources, you will be only paying the resources which you are going to use. So that is important in this. And three major categories which are coming on the screen, that is compute, networking, and storage. So that is what we need to understand, that whatever things you will be discussing in the second module, they will come in the categories of compute, networking, and storage. What all services we have under that we will be going to understand. Okay. I think one slide is not there. That is shared responsibility. They have changed those slides. So shared responsibility is, as we all know, that we are sharing the responsibility with the cloud service provider. So what we are doing in that is that, let's say you are setting up this event. We will take the example. So for setting up this event, Vinod and team from the Tech Nexus have their own responsibility. As a participant, you have your own responsibility. And as an instructor for this session, I have my own responsibilities. So that is what we want to make the event success, and we all are sharing our responsibilities. Similar to that, in cloud environment also, when we are using a cloud provider, we are responsible for managing the information and data which is stored on the cloud. You are also allowed, or you are also responsible for assigning the roles to the user so that they can get the access for which they are designated for. what all devices your user can connect, accounts, identities, because all those things cloud service provider is not aware of. This is all related to your organization. And cloud provider is always responsible for giving you the infrastructure on which your services are running, on which your user is accessing the resources. So all these things are coming under the shared responsibility, where we are sharing the responsibility with basically users, and then we are working on the cloud environment. So that is an important terminology. When we are working in the cloud environment, this is an important term which we need to understand, that cloud service provider is providing couple of services to us, and as a user it is our responsibility to use those services to provide access to the users, so that right user will get access to the right resources at right time from the right device. So four rights are there, so it's a mixed responsibility. So I think in the upcoming sessions you will be having detailed discussion on this topic, but because it's come under the certification path, so I've just given a little about this. Now let's move to the cloud models, where how this is cloud models are defined, and what we will take the questions at the end so that we can have entire discussion in the given time period. Then definitely we will be discussing more on the topic. So basically, first, let us understand that what is this all about private, public, and hybrid. These are called as a cloud models. And these cloud models basically define the deployment type of cloud resources. And there are majorly three categories, which we call as a main three categories for cloud models. The first is private cloud. So in the private cloud, what we are doing is, it's a basically organization's own data center. So if you see the first point, where organizations are creating cloud environment in their own data center. So no other person is allowed to access that information. That is private to the organization. So the cloud, which is private to the organization, delivering all IT services across the internet, but used by the organization persons only, organization only, like Microsoft Cloud, AWS Cloud, GCP Cloud. I'm sure that you all are aware that these all are public cloud, right? We can also create the account and we can also use it. Multiple organization can also use it. But if we talk about the private cloud, that is completely a part of the organization. And you see the second point, organization are responsible fully for operating the services which they are going to provide. So 100% responsibilities of the organization. And then they are not providing any access to the users which are outside. So these data centers can be hosted offsite, or they can also take the help from the third party to manage their data center, but that is completely closed. You will not be having access to the private data sources. Now we talk about the public cloud. So it is owned by a cloud service provider like Microsoft, AWS, Google, IBM. All these are clouds which are giving users a facility to users like us. And these are providing resources and services to multiple organizations and the users. And we can access this via secure network connection, and it is available for the general public. The main difference is private cloud is not available for the general public, but public cloud is available for the general public. You can create the account and then you can have access to the services which are given. I will show you the services also, what all services we have. Now the third cloud comes into the picture. Let's say, for example, if some organizations are telling that some part is confidential, which I don't want to cap on the public cloud, but I want to use the facility of public cloud also. So in that case, this is a third model which basically combines public and private clouds, which allows the applications to run in the most appropriate location. So you can decide, because there are some data sovereignty issues also, like governance, compliance issues, that you can't have your data stored in the China data center or something like that. So in that case also, you can keep that data in your own data center, and the other information which is free and which can be accessible from the other locations, or data can be stored in any data center in any location, that can be stored in the public cloud. So that is called as a hybrid cloud, where you have use of both public and private cloud, and this is also in the interconnected environment. So I hope we have this kind of understanding about all three models. Here, the users are having a flexibility to choose that which service they want to keep it in the public cloud and which service they want to keep it in the private cloud. When I say this example, let's say an organization A is having its own data center. The users are working in that, but now the requirement is that for certain applications they need access for the users, and they want to up and run the services in the public cloud, so they can take those services from Microsoft or AWS. So that part will be running on the public cloud. So that's a combination of hybrid and public. So when you study this information, you will be having other information like multi-cloud also, where you can have multiple cloud scenarios, multiple public clouds. Now, few services you want to consume from Microsoft, few you want to consume from AWS, few you want to consume from Oracle, and then you have your own private center. So that will also uh, called as a multi-cloud environment. And now when I work and when I see, most of the organizations are having multi-cloud environment because of the project requirements and because of the other things. This is a comparison of all three clouds: public, private, and hybrid. Whatever we have discussed, it's just coming on this slide as a comparison. And you can see this particular comparison on the Microsoft Learn page as well. That will help you in understanding more. Now the next part come, which is again an important term, which is a comparison of consumption-based model. So here we are talking about capital expenditure and we are talking about operational expenditure. So CapEx is typically a one-time upfront infrastructure where you want to purchase or secure the tangible resources, like you are setting up a new building, or you are creating a parking lot, you are expanding that, you are creating new rooms, you are creating new floors. All these comes under the capital expenditure. And then we have operational expenditures, where we are spending on the products or services whenever we need. So first, let us understand the difference between CapEx and OpEx, and then we will try to understand that what exactly this consumption-based model, which is basically coming in the IT infrastructure. So CapEx, as we understood, that one time, and OpEx is basically we are spending the money whenever we need. Whenever we need that service, we are doing it. So cloud computing is basically falling under operational expenditure category. I hope that you all agree. Whenever we need a service, we can take that service and then we can work on that service. Let me just close this WhatsApp because this is creating noise. Yeah. Okay. So we are discussing about the CapEx and OpEx. So cloud model falls under the OpEx because in cloud computing, we are giving pay as you go model. Plus, we also have a facility that whenever we want to use the service, we can use it, and we will be billed immediately on the services which we are using. So consumption based model is basically the model where you are not having any upfront cost. If you, let's say, want to start a company with 5 members, you are not looking for any building, you're not looking for any system, because you can take all those things from the cloud infrastructure. You can have 5 machines running on the cloud. People can start working it wherever they are. So there is no upfront cost. You're not supposed to purchase or manage the costly infrastructure, as I told you, or whenever you need more resources, you can pay. Initially, you can start with less number of resources. So that is the point which we have in the consumption-based model, which specifically cloud computing is giving to us. So I hope till this part, we are all clear that we have a consumption-based model in the cloud. This will give us the cost prediction. There are cost calculators also available, which you can identify that if I want to start something, if I want to have these many resources, what is the approx cost which will come, monthly cost will come, that also you can calculate. Then individual resources and services you can see. Let me see if I can open the portal on this. Yeah, I think I can open. This is, let me show you that quickly so that we have little change in the theory part. And then we will see that how many other things we have to discuss. There are a lot many things planned for today's session, but we will try to make it little interesting so that you all actually will get good experience of learning this module. So see, as I told you, shared responsibility. So cloud service provider, Microsoft, is giving all these services under these categories you see. Earlier, this list was small. Now the list is expanding like anything. In every category, there are services which are available, which you can use. Like AI and machine learning, you see the list of the services which are coming under this category. Identity, hybrid and multi-cloud, what you can use. You can use Azure Arc to manage the multiple clouds that you can. So there are so many services which are provided by the Microsoft Cloud. Also, you can check the costing part, as I told you. You can have subscription also. So I have this MSDN platform subscription because I'm a Microsoft certified trainer. So Microsoft is giving me $100 credit every month, which I can use. And you can see that what is my costing, what is my secure score, all those things I can check. And if I want to go and check what all things are coming under me, what is the billing for me, all those things I can calculate over here. I can manage the cost, analyze the cost. If let's say certain resources are overused, you can also check that. Everything is coming over here. How many accounts I have, how many projects are running, workspaces, billing part you can check. So it's very easy. I'm sure that you are loving this particular thing because here you can manage what you are spending on the services which you are using up and running. How many users, how many machines, everything you will be having over here. You can also visualize the resources which you have beautifully because a few things only I have added because $100 is not a big amount. Okay. So I hope this excites you a lot that what all things I can do. We have just started the topic AZ900 and till that I think you can see so many things which are available on the platform and that excites you a lot to work more. And yes, you all can create free account on Microsoft Azure platform. So I suggest because you are planning certification, create Azure free account and MS Learn account as well. You can create a free account and you will get $200 per year to spend. And there are a lot of services which comes as a free. See, all these products are available free, which will help you in your learning journey for sure. Okay, let's come back to the portal again. And if you want, I can share this link also in the chat. Later, it will be easy for you to check and work. Okay. Okay. I can see one question in the chat as well. Community cloud. So community cloud is specifically Mohammed Ibrahim. Yeah. So community cloud is basically a cloud infrastructure. Like as I told you, one organization can have multiple cloud infrastructure. So in the community cloud, the cloud infrastructure, which is shared by multiple organizations or a specific group, that is called as a community, and that can again be a combination of public and private, which is providing a shared resources to all the organizations which are coming under the group or coming under the community. Like healthcare, so let's say we have hospitals and other healthcare provider, those are looking for patient data, they want to comply with HIPAA, any government where projects are working, so multiple parties are working on certain application. In that case, community cloud can help, where you can have certain industry collaborations and based on that you can work. So it is basically meeting the shared needs of multiple organization. Abhi tak what we discussed, public, private, and hybrid and multi, is all about the single organization. Now we can have organizations grouping also, and then they will be sharing the resources. So that's about the community cloud. Okay, let's see what we have in the slides again from Microsoft. Okay, now we have cloud benefits to discuss. So in the cloud benefit, this is a sub module. If you remember, I've shown you this journey. So if I show you this, we have cloud concept. In the cloud concept itself, we discussed all these things. Cloud computing, benefits of cloud computing, which we are discussing. But till now, we have discussed all these pointers. We discussed about the little fundamental. We discussed about cloud computing, uh, shared responsibility, cloud models, consumption-based model. And yes, once you complete your learning from MS Learn, one more suggestion to you is complete the module assessment. I have completed it multiple times, so it is showing a green tick for me. But if you see the questions, these are very uh, easy questions, because once you have understanding, it's very easy. What is cloud computing? It's delivery of computing services over the internet. Storage? No, it's a delivery of computing services over the internet. So you can select it. Yeah, I will share this link also, definitely. So you can also, like after the session also, you can go and check these knowledge. Which cloud model uses some data centers which are focusing on providing cloud services to anyone that wants them. That is the first point. And some data centers that are focused on a single customer, right? So it is asking that combination, I guess, right? So we can say that it is a single customer data center focused on providing cloud services to anyone they want them. And then this is going to be a hybrid cloud. According to shared responsibility, which cloud service type? Okay, we haven't discussed this model. Once you will be studying this, let me show you the diagram also. That will again give you a clarity. We will be discussing these in detail in the third sub module which we have for today. Software as a service, platform as a service, IaaS, infrastructure as a service, and the on-prem. So on-prem is where we have 100% responsibility, because that is the public cloud. And then we have infrastructure as a service, where we are only taking infrastructure from the cloud service provider, like physical host, network, or data center. Rest all the thing we are managing. So we will be discussing. I'm just skipping this part right now because we have in detail in the slides, right? So that's how you can go and let's complete this module and then we will move towards. So these kind of questions you can practice. So here, infrastructure as a service, where we have most of the responsibility because we are only taking infrastructure. Rest all the things related to platform or software we have to manage. So we will see all those things. I can submit the answers and then I can. Oh, we haven't checked all. You will see the answers also. If we have wrongly selected any answer, we will get the description also why this is wrong, why this is right. We'll come back to this. We have limited time. So let's start with this. So we are at the second sub module of the first module, that is cloud benefits. So these are the benefits of the cloud, that it is highly available. It is elastic. Okay. So let me brief all one by one to you that what is the meaning of uh, each and every aspect. So when we say that high availability, it means the replica of the every cloud is going to be created, and that replica is available. Means if you have any disaster, or if you have any issue, breach, something has happened, still you have other replicas to work. So whenever we are having any application or service or system, we always used to keep a backup for running that, so that if one is failed, we have another clone to take that. So that's how we work in the high availabilities thing, where you have multiple zones and you will be deploying your services in multiple zones. When you are storing that, also you are storing in a multiple uh, locations, multiple zones, so that when one zone is not accessible, you still have chance to work on the get the data from the other zone. So high availability basically focusing to ensure the maximum availability regardless of any kind of disruption or event that may occur. So that's the beauty of high availability. You can also check the SLAs which are given by the Microsoft for high availability. It is giving, I think, 6-9% of, I'm not sure about the exact number, but Microsoft is assuring that we have a high availability for our services. In SLA, we can also see the things. Let me just, okay, we'll go later on the SLA part. The second is scalability. So scalability means that you are able to add or delete the resources whenever you want. So scalability, let's say you have initially deployed 5 virtual machines. Now, because your company is working well and you want to add more resources. So now it's easy for you to add 10 more resources and people can start working in. Second scenario is you have 5 machines, but let's say these are 4 core machines, but now you want to change them to 8 core, and you want to change the power also, you want to change the OS also. So that facility is also available. So you want to increase, you can do that. You want to decrease, you can do that. So the scalability is that you are not overpaying the services. Whenever you need, that time only you are going to buy that service, use that service, and shut down that service. So as I've given two different type of example, these two comes under the category of vertical and horizontal scaling. There will be 100% question on this topic, vertical and horizontal scaling. Vertical scaling means that, let's say you're working on any kind of project, in that you need more processing power. You want to scale up, like as I told you example, you want to add more cores or you want to add RAM to your virtual machine. This is basically vertical scaling. Single machine you have and you want to give more power to that, that's a vertical scaling. And horizontal scaling is adding number of machines, containers. That is basically horizontal scaling. And that's very easy. You can add or delete the resources wherever you need. So there is no, I can say that, disturbance, or there is no hiccups when you want to work on any project. Whatever you want to use, it's very easy to use with the help of scalability and the vertical and horizontal scalability. So that's the benefit we have, and that's a very amazing benefit we have. Next benefit we have is reliability and predictability. So reliability is basically that you are relying on the system, that your system is going to recover from any kind of disaster or failure which comes in the future. What? Because we have high availability feature, we have different replicas created for us. So the cloud infrastructure is designed in such a way that it is a decentralized, and you have multiple copies available, you have multiple balances available. Let's say if we have multiple servers in the infrastructure, the load is coming. Load should be distributed in such a way that all the servers will be able to respond to the user's needs. So it's not only about the disaster, but it's also about managing the balancing of the traffic and the load also. So there are multiple things which we can manage, but we can 100% rely on such systems because these can recover from the failure. They can manage any kind of traffic which is coming, and with all automatic, there is no manual action is needed from your part, and that's very important. That's why we call it as a reliable system. Then we have a predictability which focus on performance and cost predictability. So as I given the example for the cost, we have a cost predictor. We can also predict the performance also, because we want to use the resources for the customer. Like let's say, for example, Diwali is just in the next week only. So the shopping e-commerce website are going to experience a lot of traffic during that period. So we have that predictability feature that if we have 5 services running, I can check from the past year history also. This time when I was having 5 machines running, I struggled a lot in responding the customers on time, in real time. Why not? I will scale it to 5 more machines and see the response this time. So this kind of prediction for the performance is also very easy, so that whenever you need suddenly new resources, you can add it, and you can delete those resources also. So scale up and scale down is definitely there with the predictions also. You have load balancers who are managing the load. If this server is able to manage this much, the next load should be given to others, so that performance can be managed. And cost, definitely I told you that cost can 100% be managed. You can monitor the costing, what all services are running. And then comes a important part for which I really like cloud infrastructure a lot. It's 100% secure if the customer is taking the responsibility right in a right way. So another benefit is security and governance. Governance part is very important, because in governance, let me take you to the portal again, because I like to show what I am explaining. So for governance part, if you want to talk, we have Defender for Cloud, where you can see all those compliance standards which you want to work on. So provider itself is giving you a facility to work on the compliance issues which can come. Let's say you work in a healthcare environment, you have to comply with HIPAA. Finance, you have to work with PCI DSS. So in that case, you will be having option to uh, comply with these requirements. You can manage your regulatory compliance from this particular tool which is given to us, Microsoft Defender for Cloud. That's a very, very strong tool. I recommend you all to go through and see. You can see what all services are running. And as a responsibility, as I told you, very important point, as a responsibility, Microsoft is, if let's say you have started a new organization or your organization is small, what Microsoft is giving is, by default, Microsoft Cloud Security Benchmark Policy is enabled for you, so that you can manage at least minimum requirement which is needed to comply. So these kind of responsibilities Microsoft Cloud is having. And also security. So let me show you security services again. There are many security services. Again, it's a category, security category, but then if you see data and application security, there are services. Identity and access, there are services. Infrastructure, there are services. AI ML, there are services. Networking. So you can see that security services are there. Now, if you say cloud is not secure because you are not well educated for the cloud platform, that's you are telling that. But security and governance is very strong when we talk about the cloud security providers. Security is giving you a freedom to work on your resources, because the security patches, licensing, keys, everything will be well managed automatically if you have created your triggered and automated response accordingly. And governance you can manage. You have already seen that. Okay. And then we have manageability. So manageability, you have seen till now that we can manage the entire services, or we can manage all kind of access which is coming. So it is very easy to manage the cloud because you can scale it automatically. You can deploy your resources. You can shut down your resources. You can monitor the resources. You can monitor the logs. You can manage the alerts. Okay. See what all things you can manage. Let me show you that as well. Management and governance. See, you can manage all the resources using these services. Governance, you can have your automated controls. Hybrid service provider, device management, business continuity, all these things comes under the manageability part, where you can manage it through the web portal. You can manage using the APIs. You can manage using the PowerShell also. So if you are very good in commands and you want to work with commands only, so we have PowerShell over here from the Microsoft to work on that. So I hope now you have good understanding of all these cloud benefits. And yes, definitely you will be having questions on the cloud benefits also when you talk about the things. Now we will be discussing about the cloud services, which we discussed also: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service. So here, these are basically the different kind of use cases which we can use. So how these cloud service types will be used, what flexibility they are giving to us, and what kind of responsibility model we have when we say that infrastructure, platform, and software as a service. So let us go to the next slide. Where is the pointer? Yeah. Okay. So now we have the first service, which is infrastructure as a service. So in infrastructure as a service, we are basically uh, uh, giving the services like storage and servers, networking, firewalls, and security. So in this model, basically what I want to tell you is that cloud service provider is 100% responsible for maintaining the hardware, network connectivity, and physical security of the machines on which our services are going to run. So that is the responsibility of cloud service provider. And what, as a user, I am responsible for? I am responsible for operating system, updates on the operating system, patches on the operating system, configuration, licensing, maintenance, so many things only on OS I've talked about. We have networking, network configurations, how I'm going to set up the network, IP ranges, everything I have to manage. Databases, database security, patching, maintenance, encryption, keys, storage. So many things as a user I have to manage if I have taken infrastructure as a service. So this is also build pay as you go, and we can rent the servers also, virtual machine, storage, network, and then we can have our own things running on that. Then we have platform as a service. So when we talk about infrastructure as a service, uh, let's say you want to have for testing and development environment. So in that case, you can also take infrastructure as a service. Okay. Then we have is platform as a service, where you are basically taking a space in the data center. What you are doing is you are basically cloud service provider is basically managing servers and storage, networking, data center, plus operating system, and the tools which are coming. Not able to take the pen over here. I'm not sure what happened. Don't know. So I hope that you can see PaaS is having all the things which cloud service provider is managing for infrastructure. In addition to that, cloud service provider is going to maintain operating system, middleware, development tools, all these services which comes under the platform as a service. And in this case, now as a customer, you're not worrying about the licensing and patching, which we discussed in the infrastructure, because it is going to manage everything. So PaaS is going to provide a complete development environment for building, testing, and deploying software applications. And you are not focusing on underlying infrastructure. You're basically working towards your business logic. So that is the important part of platform as a service. Like you want to analyze, or you have certain business logics to work on, you can take a PaaS, you can analyze those things on the environment, and then you can make it live and available for all. So that's the kind of a thing we can work in the platform as a service. And as you understand, infrastructure as a service, we have more responsibilities to manage. Platform as a service, now our responsibilities are reduced a little bit. I hope that you all are understanding this point with me together. Next, we are giving more responsibility to the cloud service provider. So software as a service, which gives the complete perspective that we are basically using this platform for applications like email, Salesforce application, financial softwares, any kind of messaging applications like O365, you're using the calendars. All these are common examples of SaaS. In this is the most easiest way uh, to get up and running on the things, because even if you have a least amount of technical knowledge or expertise, but still you can work on this environment, because you're not worrying about the servers, you're not worrying about the operating system patching and all, and you can just simply use the available services and take the benefit of that. So that's about the SaaS. In SaaS, basically, you have the less requirements, less responsibility as compared to the other model. So we have seen in platform as a service, we have reduced our responsibility. In SaaS, we have also reduced our responsibility, and we are only and only managing the information and data devices. Let me show you that diagram now. I think then it will be easy for you all to understand. Describe cloud computing. Yeah. Now I think you will be able to relate with this diagram. We have seen all three different kind of service models. Infrastructure as a service is having maximum blue. This dark blue is basically showing the customer part. So as a customer, I have most of the responsibilities if I'm taking infrastructure as a service. Platform as a service, I'm basically having the entire responsibility to manage the data, device, accounts, but I'm sharing the responsibility in terms of uh, network application, but operating system is 100% responsibility of the CSP. You can see this blue, light blue is Microsoft, dark is customer, and this particular combination is shared. So I'm sure this diagram is more clear now to all of you, that how this shared responsibility works and how it is difficult to manage our own data center, which is on-prem data center. Oh, this diagram is over here also in the slide. Okay. I'm using the updated slides. Okay, and these are the comparison of the cloud services, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and SaaS. We have seen in infrastructure as a service, you have to manage most of the things yourself, but this is the most flexible cloud service. Then we have platform as a service, which focus on the application development, and platform is managed by the CSP. SaaS, users are paying for the software they use on a subscription model. Rest all the things are managed by the cloud service provider. That's the thing. So what I'm going to do is, let us just see the questions we have. I hope you all have now little understanding of the things we have discussed. This we have completed already. Benefits. Okay, let us see the model assessment for this benefit also. I want you all to give answers. Which type of scaling? You can add your answers in the chat itself for the first point. Okay. Which type of scaling involves adding or removing resources such as virtual machines or container to meet demand? It is going to be vertical, horizontal, or direct scaling. Okay, I can see answers in the chat. It's a horizontal because we are adding machines, right? We are not adding the capability or performance thing. So it is going to be horizontal. The second, what is characterized as the ability of a system to recover from failures and continue to function? It is predictability, scalability, or reliability. Right, absolutely right. It is reliability. We can submit the answers. We can check. It's all correct. Okay, score 100%. Once you complete the module, then again you will get the badge which you can use. Then the third is describe the service types. Which cloud service type is most suited to a lift and shift migration from on-prem data center to cloud deployment? Where we are taking everything and putting it on the cloud. So I can see answers are coming. No, we can't have software as a service. Software as a service, you will only get the software for use. Infrastructure means you are completely shifting your infrastructure on-prem to cloud. So that's the first point. What type of cloud service type would a finance and expense tracking solution typically be in? You're only taking a solution which is finance and expense tracking. Okay, so this is software as a service. Let's submit the answers as well. It's 100% correct. Okay, so I have completed this in a given period of time. The first module we have completed for AZ 900, which covers 25 to 30% of your certification journey. If you have any question, you can post it in the chat. I will be happy to take that. Vinod, you are there? Okay, what is on-prem model? On-prem model is basically your typical infrastructure for your, just say, in an earlier scenario, we were having entirely on-prem. You have to go to office for accessing your resources. You're not allowed to come out. It is managed on-prem. Yes, Vinod.
Yeah, you call me now?
No, actually, I have completed my module.
Oh, okay. Then we can have the rest of half an hour for the Q&A session or any live questioning.
Yeah, if you need half an hour, we'll stay. Otherwise, if they have any question, they can ask me or they can connect me also. No issues here only. Yeah. So on-premise means absolutely, Vikas, thank you for adding. On-premises means you have your own data center which you are physically managing. So let me show you some images for that. Like Google is managing entire on-prem data center, like this kind of setup you have. All these servers you are deploying on your own environment. Vishal, if you complete your badges, it's good for you. Like your profile will be built. You can post it on the LinkedIn. You can tag this, or you can take the benefit of this for making yourself visible to your team members and recruiters that you are studying and completing it. So all these things you will be setting in your on-prem, Divagar. But if you are taking in the cloud, public cloud like Microsoft is having its own data center. So this kind of setup Microsoft is having to provide us the services. But if it is your own organization's on-prem setup, then your organization is going to manage all these kind of setups themselves. There are so many videos also which are available from Microsoft Data Center. You can go and check those things as well. See. Big data centers. Underwater as well. Third party also. So I've already given you my LinkedIn link. Let me share that link with you also in the chat itself if you want to connect with me. Yeah. If right now you're not having any question, later also when you are studying and if you have any question, feel free to connect with me, ping me. So let me show you more things on the services part. So in the next module, AZ900 next module, can you explain one last time the, okay. Perfect. Infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and SaaS. Okay. Let us understand that first, and then we will move towards the other things. Oh, I haven't done slide also. Okay. So, this screen which is coming talking about all the service type which are available. Okay. Okay. So, last two questions will be answered from this slide. You both can give little attention on this slide. The first question is, can you explain one last time infrastructure as a service? And second is, what is the difference between shared responsibility model of user and customer, right? So we are discussing this point again. So if you see this, in the left hand side, the responsibility is mentioned over here. In the right hand side, you can see the models. And I have to give a real one example also. Okay, I will give that. So first is on-prem, which is a physical data center, which the company is managing by its own. So 100% responsibility is of the customer. You can see all are dark royal blue color. That's it. That's clear. This can be any scenario. You have very confidential data. You don't want to keep it on the cloud. So everything is now at the on-prem. One part. Second part is you're not able to right now in a position to purchase the infrastructure, but rest all the thing you can manage yourself. You can manage the operating system. You have those licenses available. You can buy them. Network you want to set up yourself. Applications you already have. So in that case, you can take the advantage of infrastructure as a service, where you are only taking the infrastructure and rest all the things are managed by the user itself. Only infrastructure will be given to you for managing. So as we have seen in the lift and shift migration, that you want to set up a cloud resource which is completely similar to your on-prem data center. You are simply moving. Please, thank you. Go on mute. Yeah. You are simply moving your things and running your on-prem on the infrastructure as a service. You are taking the infrastructure and running everything. So that's the example of infrastructure as a service. You're only taking the infrastructure, machines and all, rest all the thing, how those machines are communicating, how database server is communicating, what all ports I have to open, what all things I have to block, everything you will manage yourself. And patching and everything, OS, which version you are using, is it licensed or not, everything is managed by you as a customer. Then you want to take the response, you want to have a facility of platform as a service where infrastructure plus other services which are provided you want to take, right? So you want to maintain a physical infrastructure, plus you also want to maintain cloud service provider to manage the operating system, development tools, middleware, all those things you want to manage from the cloud service provider. Then you can take the platform as a service. So here your developers are creating the applications using the environment which is set up for them, developing environment, and they can work on those things. That's a second, but here the responsibility, if you see, responsibility is increased for the cloud service provider and decreased for the customer. The third model is where you only want to take the facility of the software like email O365, which is given to you, Salesforce account. You just want to have something for analyze. In that scenario, you will take software as a service where everything is set up for you. You just have to work on those things. So customer responsibility is now reduced and cloud service providers responsibility is increased. So cloud service provider is going to manage everything for you, and you will only be taking a product, you will be renting the application and working on that. So that's what this all about, three different aspects. And when you start learning it, you will really enjoy, because this is very, very interesting certification, AZ 900, which gives you a base. Next module is very important. In that, you will be talking about availability zone, you will be talking about identity, so many things you are going to talk in the second module itself, which will give you more confidence to select your learning path. So there are so many different learning paths which are available in Microsoft. You can go in data and AI section, you can go in security section, where I am from security domain only. So I have all the security certifications, not all active because I just missed the deadline to renew that, couple of them. And there are other infrastructure things as well. So many certifications are there, learning journeys are there, which you can work on. If you have any question now, you can post. Otherwise, you can connect with me on LinkedIn also, and we can have a discussion over there as well. So completely fine the way you want to take this ahead. Should I renew this AZ 900 after completing this every year? No. No renewal is needed for the fundamental. You just have to clear it once. But if we talk about the associate and expert level certifications, you have to renew it every year. Let me show you that. This is valid till August 27. So next year also I have to renew it. And if you see this PL 900, it will not expire. I've cleared it in 2022. So thank you, Vishal, for your kind words. Thank you so much. So these are all expired. No, these are all passed, but I am not able to renew it. So I missed it. I have to give exam again for them. Certification cost. Okay, let us see the certification cost also. It's a good question. Take the exam duration and exam experience. Schedule the exam. India. You will be giving voucher also from this community. See, 3,691 INR. This is the cost for AZ 900. Once you become MCT, camera is off. Okay. Once you become MCT, then you have good discount on the certifications. If I'm going to schedule it, it will show me that you have already passed. So that's how you can schedule your exam, address, phone number. You can give it online. I've given all the exams online. It's very easy if you practice things and revise the concept. It's easy to clear these fundamentals specifically to start with, and then you can go up in the ladder. I'm sure that Vinod have planned other certifications journey also for you in data security, AI, so you can be part of those initiatives and you can get the benefit from that. And there are a couple of vouchers which are available free also, and they have certain criteria. I think someone from the organizing team will help you in understanding that how you can get the benefit of those free vouchers, how you can be eligible for those free vouchers. Thank you everyone. I really enjoyed delivering this session, and I hope this has set up the stage for you and set up enough curiosity and confidence and motivation to go ahead with remaining modules.
One minute, guys, before you drop off, regarding the certification distribution of the vouchers. And then please enable your videos so we can take on snap.
Okay, sure. I'll be happy to see everyone.
Yes, please,
Yeah.
everyone, please.
Hi everyone. Thank you for putting your video on.
So everyone, can you all come on video, please?
Yeah, Vinod, we can see you also now.
Guys, can you all come on video? And then I can tell you how to redeem the vouchers.
Still, people are switching on their videos.
Yes.
Thank you, Nagendran. Thank you, everyone. Okay. Some people are not having access to the cameras as well, like some issues.
Yeah, that's okay. That's understandable. But if we could get more people, everyone almost, that would be fine.
Yeah.
That's okay. Understandable. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you for showing up. And thank you so much for Abhi for accepting to take this session and going through everything in detail. Hope you had a wonderful session today, knowing all the basics. This would be your first step towards the certification program. And regarding the vouchers, you will get a mail from our team, TechNexus Volunteers team. So they will let you know how to redeem the voucher. And more importantly, these vouchers have some expiry. So it will be having some months, like until February, Jan or something. So make sure you maintain the momentum, you study, and then make use of the voucher. And then you can, I think it's very easy because Microsoft has structured the way this since this is a basic certification, it will be easy for you to understand and clear it, and then proceed on to the other exams. Thank you so much, guys. And again, thank you so much, Abhi, for your session. See you all there.
Thank you, Vinod, for this initiative and giving me a chance. I really enjoyed this. Anytime you need help for such initiatives, I'm just a call or message away. Thank you, everybody. Thank you all. Best wishes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.